Hey everybody, so I'm here again for another discussion or sharing of opinions on a new controversial topic. And the one that I decided on today was going to be about the whole sex education in school. Some people think that sex education should not be taught in school and that should be left up to the parents' decision as to whether they want to talk about it at home or not. And other people feel that sex education should be taught in school because parents are not being open and honest and sharing any information whatsoever with children regarding the whole issue of sex. Where do I stand on this? I think that sex education should be taught in school. When I was in school, it was being taught, but it was being taught in, I want to say, maybe 7th, 8th grade and 9th grade of high school. I do have a couple nephews that are, well, they were in 4th and 5th grade. Now they're, going into middle school. But in 4th and 5th grade, they were being taught sex education, like the basics of it, what the bodies are made of, what goes on, during puberty and things like that. I kind of feel that if sex education is going to be taught in school, it should be left to about the same grade that I was taught, sex education in. But then, as I was about to say that, I did think about, various stories and things that I have heard about kids as young as 7, 8 years old already having sex. Now, I don't know where this, I guess I do know where this comes from. It comes from the media's impact and all the shows, glorifying sex basically, which is making schools and parents more aware and more ready to talk about this kind of thing earlier on in children's lives. I can honestly say I was not really even thinking about sex until I was 15 or 16 years old. And I know my nephews were petrified. They were horrified, upset. I think they came home and they were crying because they had to be taught this stuff in 4th and 5th grade, which I completely understand, because when you're not at all just brought into it slowly, you kind of just are bombarded by all this information and you just don't know what to think about it. It's like your whole life just falls apart right then and there, because everything, your innocent little mind is just corrupted. I completely understand why they would get upset about this kind of stuff, which is why I think that the whole issue of sex education, yes, it should be taught in schools, but where do we start? What is the good starting point for teaching that? I think personally that they should start introducing it in the 6th grade and start, talking about it more in like the 7th grade, and then really getting into it like the 8th grade, and then 9th grade is like your review, because that's when most kids are thinking really about sex, and because of the shows like 16 and Pregnant, they're really thinking, oh hey, it's cool to have a baby, it's awesome. Well, hate to tell you, but it's not. It's really not. Being a kid and trying to have a kid is never easy. I had a friend who had a child at 15 years old, and she wasn't able to even finish 9th grade. I don't even know if she even got a GED or high school equivalent degree. I don't even know if she got that far. And then when I saw her, not so long ago, she was saying that her daughter is already going into 6th grade. Well, that's how old she and I were when we met. And it just kind of like, wow. I can't believe you have a kid that is as old as we were when we met. It's crazy, it's unreal. So sex education needs to be taught in school. Parents need to be more open and willing to talk to children about this sort of topic. I think, it should be talked about in the home when they're in elementary school, and then once they get into middle school, that's when the schools should start teaching it, because kids don't even know about it. They don't even know what they're doing, and I think they just see from TV that it's awesome, it's cool. Alright, it's great and all, but you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So, that is where I stand on that. I just think that sex education is always going to be a very touchy subject, and not everybody is going to agree on it 100%. But it is an issue. It's something that needs to be discussed all the time, I guess. I don't know. Kids need to know about this sort of thing, because it's very sad when kids are having kids and trying to raise them. Half the time these kids don't get any parental support because their parents are just so disappointed in them and their actions. Well, I hate to say it, but maybe if you were there and a better parent, your kids wouldn't have been doing this kind of stuff, and you wouldn't be so disappointed. So that is where I stand. This is merely my opinion. Let me know yours. I am curious where people stand on this whole issue. And thanks for watching. Bye.